The Network Against Gender-Based Violence on Monday launched its 16-day Activism Caravan geared towards raising awareness of gender-based violence as well as provide support and advocate for survivors in various communities in 2 administrative regions of the country. This announcement was made in a press briefing organized by the network on Saturday. MARIAMA has more details.
The Network Against Gender-Based Violence and its partners has on Monday set out on a 4-day caravan to different neighborhoods in CRR and the West Coast region, targeting communities with high incidences of sexual and gender-based violence. During the campaign, various activities and events will be organized to engage communities, educate the public and encourage active participation in the fight against gender-based violence, as well as foster dialogue to create a safer environment for everyone. Mathilda Koma, acting board chairperson of Network Against Gender-Based Violence, stated that gender-based violence is a harsh reality for millions of individuals, underscoring the significance of this year's theme, From Awareness to Action, uniting communities to end gender-based violence, calling for concrete actions to tackle the issue.
Every year we commemorate this day to raise our collective voice against any form of gender-based violence. But this year, we are urging everyone to not just raise awareness, but to take action, which is the catalyst for change. One might ask, what does action look like? Action starts with breaking the silence. By our willingness to amplify the voices of those who have been silenced for far too long. Survivors of gender-based violence have endured unimaginable pain, and many of them remain invisible in the shadows for fear of discrimination. Our task is to bring their experiences into the light and unite communities, not to shame or sensationalize them, but to create a safe space for them to speak, heal, and reclaim.
Matilda stressed the need for strong legal frameworks and enforcement to hold perpetrators accountable and ensure that survivors have access to justice and support to rebuild their lives. She highlighted the importance of creating a safe space for survivors to speak, heal, and reclaim their lives.
Action is about making sure that everyone, be it our own children, to our leaders, understand that violence, in any of its form, is and can never be acceptable. We need to build a society where respect, equality, and consent are the foundation of every relationship and interaction. This means integrating gender-sensitive education into our schools, workplaces, and communities. This, we believe, will help to shape the new generation that will not accept violence as a norm. But awareness and education alone are not enough. We must also hold the perpetrators accountable, which the Gambia.
Satang Dumbia, Advocacy and Campaign Officer of Network for Gender-Based Violence, revealed that sexual and gender-based violence is on the rise in the Gambia, hence the need for collective efforts to end it, to create a free and fair environment for both men and women to thrive equally. She also explained why they decided to embark on this campaign, which is in commemoration of the 16 days of activism.
We believe that to address a problem, we have to start from the root of it. And the root of it is the communities that we live in, is the societies that we live in. The same bowls that we eat from with perpetrators, the same bowls that we eat from with survivors. And this is why this year we are targeting communities to unite and empower communities to ensure that we stand against sexual and gender-based violence in the Gambia and end it. Because our numbers are increasing and this calls for alarm. Usually when you talk about gender-based violence, most people associate it to women's problem. But our data has shown that this is not only a woman's problem, but it's also a man's problem. We've received cases of boys who were raped, either by people that are close to them, by their family members, and by other members of the communities. This calls for alarm. We've also received cases of men being physically battered by their wives, the same way we have women being physically battered by their spouses.
The 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence is a global movement that takes place annually from November 25th to December 10th, serving as a time for reflection, action, and a renewed commitment to ending the violence that many individuals experience. It is also an opportunity to call for accountability and action from decision makers as the world approaches the 30th anniversary of the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action in 2025. For Star TV News, this is Maimuna Jaju.